I'm a victim of robbery. Isn't that nice? Because the kids wanted money. They manipulated my brother. But I'm going to talk about the one I've experienced. Uh, you know, I was out in BC. I finally got into a shelter, and it wasn't too bad. It was in Duncan, and they treated people fairly well. But I saw a lot of girls coming in there all beat up and bloody. The drugs are bad. Okay, they've come in from Vancouver, and oh, she's a pretty girl, and she's all blood all over her face. I'm sitting there and talking to people, and I was helping them because these girls that were running these shelters were Reiki practitioners. They learned a little bit of Reiki. I said, beam the symbol in the rooms, and they started listening because I'm a homeless Reiki master. I wasn't ready for going out there, but I went out, and it wasn't too bad. So I got into, I thought I'd cross over and go into Vancouver. What a hellhole that is. So I was homeless. I was only getting, they threw me out. They didn't help me find a place to live. So I traveled Canada and I ended up, oh, the shelters are dreadful in Alberta. They have a wheatland. You ever heard of, no, they have a shelter called a mustard seed. It's to segregate the drug addicts from the normal people. Know what it is? It's a warehouse way out in the sticks to keep the homeless shelter up. Everybody sleeps on the floor. It's just a warehouse with a lot of people in there. Nobody can have cameras on. I saw somebody took a quick shot of it. It's a hellhole. All these shelters are hellholes. So they sleep out in the cold. Um, Now this was the place I was in BC wasn't too bad. It wasn't forcing religion on people. It had a minister there that was non-denominational, a kind man, and he was doing a bit of therapy. And they had a counselor there trying to get him off drugs. And I could talk to these people, a lot of Haida Gwa and like that. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't stay there. So I said to the girl, must you see, I got a mental health record. Do you? Huh. Go up there to the hospital and book yourself in. I committed myself for 2 months to get off the streets. I was all right there. When I got in there, they weren't drugging me, and just crazy people. But it wasn't too bad. And I had a room, and they looked at me and they said, I think you got high blood pressure, Greg. Do I move it on another part? No, I haven't got room. But you can stay here. And I wasn't in any danger. I got along with people. I said to the psychiatrist, there's something wrong with you. You're kind to people. Why not? I saw so much suffering across Canada. So I go out to a shelter there. It wasn't too bad. But he was a drunk and he was bothering an old man. The old man I knew I was wanting to deal with my grief. They threw my brother in a box and burnt the ashes, threw me out. This man's family died. He's a rancher. He's saying, shut up. I got my own problems. I said he's just talking about the good times. Shut up. It was getting mad. And I finally got a little bit of money and I took off and went to a hotel and stayed there for a while to get away from that. I've never felt so mad. But I said, how can you heal with alcohol problem with that sort of attitude? And that's what I'm noticing of people. They get angry when they're down. So you go come to Barrie and oh my Lord. You know, everybody's in cots and in this dump. It was like a prison. I was thinking the jails over there would be better. But what really irked me was to see an old man. He was a drunk, okay? But they were humiliating him, taking pictures. So I shut them down for a little while. violating human rights, and they got shut down. But they opened up, and I wondered where these shelters are getting paid off. These guys are funding them. We talk about Trudeau getting funding. These are brokers. They know the markets are crashing. They're funding these shelters. So they reported to the Green Party, and they reported it to, I guess, the human rights, because I can't get through to talk to them. I got lawyers. They open up again. I'm just going to report them to the Ontario Auditor General, because that's where they're putting their money. They had narcissists running this. These are not good people. People are in not very happy state of mind. Couples, young couples, guy and his girlfriend crying all night long. She was. Of course, they're horrible places. So this guy is coming from. He's got a service dog. What for? He's got a social problem. He's a East Coaster, and he just doesn't like being around a lot of people. It's not a mental illness. It's a sensitivity like I have. I can't take that. I got so damn mad I walked out. And she wouldn't help me. I had to go to the Canadian Mental Health Association. I found a nice young man. He got me in here. I was in a place up in, and it was strange. A hotel, cabin. Not a cabin. It was a friggin' shed for $1,000 a month. And they said, we'll get you a place up here. Yeah, I'm being here. I keep running out of money. The place, the bad businesses. What's happening is I talked to lawyers. I finally got a lawyer. Bill's overcharging. But I got there. My phone broke down. I spent 2 weeks on the floor, or 3 days on the floor. I couldn't get a ride back from the hospital. I walked there. I wasn't feeling well. I was under stress. The phone wasn't working. I didn't have a phone. And him and his worker came in. Oh, Greg, you're on the couch. It took me a long time to get up. So what happened to me, I was ruminating like my brother. He died in the house. They never came around to see him. He fell on the floor, and I'm thinking like that. You know how your brain starts ruminating? Well, I spent 5 days in the hospital recovering. I hadn't had water. I was defecating on the floor. Wasn't good. I got a bill there, said they'll take care of it. But I was in there, and I was listening to a veteran. Oh, my Lord. He told me all the stories. And I had to do a lot of helping people. There's a man there, heavy set man, he couldn't get up to the toilet. They had COVID in there, and you can't use the bathroom. Well, I can't get him up. So they get these workers in there. My mother worked there. I don't mind the nurses, but these workers don't want to hurt my back. Don't you know how to lift these people? You're just giving him a hard time. He's a poor old man. He's overweight. And he's got to get to the toilet. And I had to get up and walk down the hall. Please help him. And I'm going to ask you something. I care about people. I care about everybody. She said, why do you care about people? That's the kicker. Why do we care about people? We should care about each other. Why are you so kind? Because this is the paradigm shift to make a world better. Now I'm at a point, I studied for a long time, 8 years of life coaching, advancing my Reiki degrees, and wanting money. I couldn't get through to these brokers. I was getting mad. They give me a thing, but I didn't know this. I got too much on the go, and you would do these files for insurance one at a time. The lawyer called. Well, that's another department. We can get that going for you. I'm just getting a business license and I'm getting insurance quotes. I think I can get this going. I'm just going to have to use some money that was scammed on me. I got scammed, yeah. It came in on my iWatch. And it was looking up something on Google for a lawyer. I couldn't find him. He said, I wouldn't spend any money on Legal Shield. Legal Shield's helping me. Legal Shield's helping me. It's a U.S. company. I got a company in Toronto that said just add more cases. So I'm getting through it. See if I can get compensation out of the hospital there. I was homeless. I had I'm a homeless man with PTSD. I go into hospital, all the paramedics looked at me. My God, you're going to have a stroke. Got in there and she says, you're homeless. Here's a phone. Get the hell out of here. And they threw me out. Security guard. They're going to get a legal action against them. And I heard they were doing that to other people. So here's a young man comes up here from Toronto. I talked to the cops. This is ridiculous. You don't throw people out of hospitals just because they got no housing. That's the situation. He's got a health card. He's not a drug addict. He's here looking for a job. You're mad. And he's got a sign up. These guys are racketeers. They are. The doctor was in there and he's talking to that guy. He says, oh, it's a commodity. I don't care if people don't like me. Oh, that's good because we don't like you. We should say go. You're just racketeers. I used to like real estate. I was going to do it for a profession, but I wouldn't touch it now. And I hear this thing, they say it's a recession. I've lived long enough that I've seen recessions not like this. Not like this. The cops come in. Greg, what did they station us here for? It's just overpriced. I'm on the police side. The crime rates are climbing. So you put kids in shelters. You don't give them housing. So what's the solution? Open up hotels and more mental health services that is going to help them. And I think we need more people trained in trauma therapy. I think it's a collective of childhood trauma. I go out and I meet these young people in the park. They're being thrown out at 15, 16 by their rich parents. What the hell is that? Is there any parenting skills anymore? And listen to the music. It's so angry. It's a reflection of what's going on. Now, there's a millennial on here. She said, oh, our music's good. Is it? You said we're nostalgia. Everything is formulated on music structures, right? Like, think about this. The blues formulated on ragtime a bit. These pentatonics, jazz, blues, everything came out of some foundation. We're not. Nostalgia is going back a bit to get back to some rudiments. I listen to Playing for Change. It's that nostalgic music. It's damn good music. Stevie Wonder, they're doing a lot of great music. I go over to that bar there. There are young faint people in there, but it's all good earlier music. It's not that noise. It's good music streams. Do all young people like that music? I go in a record shop. She's as pretty as can be. She's about 17 years old. She says, sir, do you have any David Gilmour? Why do you like David Gilmour? She's awake. She says he's a beautiful soul. The feeling of that music is so beautiful. Pink Floyd. So what is this? Nostalgia? I don't hear anything that really soothes the soul. Nothing from the heart. I hear a lot of anger. Like I was looking up music for officer now. That's an unpopular thing, isn't it? I was concerned about our police being shot and murdered. And they come in here, Greg, I can't sleep, the cops say. I don't blame you. So I hear this gangster rap and all this anger. I look at these videos. Some of you people are very spiritual and waking up. Others are just warring at each other. And I talked to a therapist in Ontario that's working at the Ontario Provincial Police. She's talking about a Jungian collective, and that's the same way I feel about it. A Jungian collective of anger and rage by social media, by our media systems. They're paid off to be extremists to the right. And the anger is just building and building and building. There's no peace in the world. So who's the enemy? Apparently, it's the far right of a few global collectives paying our media services. Elizabeth May, when she got elected, she finally got elected to be leader of the Green Party. She took a train across Canada. It's the best way to travel. She wrote a book called Losing Democracy. And this has been going on for a long time, but I think it's worse. I mean, Miss May's right. We've lost civil democracy. We got a one-way party system. So they're ousting Trudeau, right? And they make him look like a piece of nonsense. This Pierre Poilievre is a one-way trick. All the way conservative. Full majority. You know how serious that is? A full majority government? Minority governments work better. Because one says, excuse me, when they do something bad. Oh no, you're really screwed. And what are you doing? You're in a state of panic because you got no housing. Seems like the paradigm of this garbage going down is causing this. I watched the Green Party on there. Elizabeth May trying to talk at Parliament. She was on a Zoom call. They wouldn't let her speak. And then these right wingers are in there saying, good. That's not democracy. There's no democracy when you shut people down. You know, it's getting so toxic. YouTube. I was really offended seeing that about Greta Thunberg and saying the oil companies and all that stupid laughs. You know, mocking. And I'm reading articles like even climate deniers coming back on Facebook. Oh, hell yeah. They're showing the cyclones coming into Australia, Queensland. You're a fool going through. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe the rest of Australia is a bunch of fools like South Australia. I don't think you are in Australia. I think you're just a bunch of climate deniers jumping on board of the meteorological findings of that place under climate change and this stuff going on. You're fools. You're a fool. I could get mad. But I say it. We got to get off fossil fuels. I've known this for a long time. So I have a real aversion to Jordan Peterson. I have a real aversion to Joe Brogan and hosting these jerks like the climate deniers and arguers. I can remember when Stephen Harper got in, all our climate scientists left. They left. So what are we in? We're in an age of the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset. What's the fixed mindset? Racist? Haters? No equality for women? Fixed freaking mindset. Misogyny? Wonderful. So it's a global collective. But what would be good? Shutting off your phones and letting them choke. You know, they're just going to keep it up and win take a little synopsis on this garbage that's coming in, and getting a flip. You know, somebody thought, boy, he's pretty cool. Cool. Using a notebook and paper when I go to a coffee shop. We go down to the cafe there. And, oh, look at him. He's writing with a pen. Yeah, I haven't got a phone. I like it. And the ideas just flow. Because I've learned a lot of things, but I'm putting it together. So I could say not having a phone for about a month. Well, it's in for a repair. Company won't fix it. I got to get the lawyers to give me some compensation on that. I bought that. It works, and I get phone calls on it, but I like it really because I can hear on it. It's not like this little watch. You got headphones and stuff on my watch. But how much did that cost? $89. And a $25 plan. I was paying $200 on the phone. It's crazy. There's no text. There's a little text. I can get text numbers coming, incoming, but that phone is hard to text on. I don't get into it. I don't like text, but if I got to get a code on a passcode or something, that's all right. But this is getting crazy. But, I could say this is really bad. I got no mobile phone. I bought that and it works. And I got thinking, watching Cal Westport, how much this is affecting us. Cal Westport. He's talking about digital minimalism. And I look at the Amish hack that I read his book. They have a word processor and they have one of these way down in the drawer. And I see some women that are working at home that are really efficient at working on their businesses. Locks in the drawer. But you go out and you see them and they got phones and everything in there. There's too much tech there. I like the phone for listening to music, but if it's going to burn out, I'll go to an MP4. I like GPS. If it burns out, I might as well go to MP4 and get a standalone GPS. They're not that much compared to an iPhone or an Android. So I'm just questioning everything right now. I'm just seeing how to put this together. This is a Chromebook. Cheap. It's a Google-based Chromebook. Why I want a better Mac or something, but I'm getting to the point, like Wendell Berry said, the pen works. I just having a computer for my business. Have a camera and do video calls and stuff. But why would I spend money on planned obsolescence? And I'm thinking, do up my recordings. I'm thinking of going to a Tascam or something, a DAW-less system, because I don't like always updating new software and Pro Tools for Logic. I don't know about Ableton. And I do write a lot. I bought a table, $40 over there. Why? Because I was reading about Gordon Lightfoot. He had won Sundown. He wrote that song on a real nice house. But he put a room with nothing in there, just an acoustic guitar and a table and a piece of paper and a notepad. He wrote all the songs that way. So I bought a table. I can do oracle card readings and everything. I got no tables in there. I buy them on used and they're garbage. And I'm throwing them out. So that's what I'm going to do. while I'm here, I'm just going to get that table over here. You better be around tomorrow. But for technology, that's a pretty good little unit. It's a looping station. It's not a fancy one. I haven't got much money. I'm only getting pension. They really gobbled up a lot of money on me. Threw all my gear out and everything. But they never threw my guitars out. I took them with me. No, I didn't take the tele, but I still got it. And I bought a keyboard, and because for the piano, huh? That's all right. I have a piano in Australia. I'm going to buy a damn grand piano. And I've been using these. You showed these on here. These are working good. How much are they? $2 for 3. And you can buy the pins in packages for $2. It's going retro. Nostalgia. The ancients, the Indians were highly advanced. They didn't have communication devices that were highly electronic, but they had a death ray, they figured, Edgar Casey. I don't care if you don't believe it. This is a story. And with ancient magic, we talk about it. The association. They had grids of crystals that were so powerful. They were in this matrix of this crystal grid system. And actually, that's what's happening to the planet. They've awakened the crystal grids. They've just reactivated. And we're in a real shift. And remember the Bible? It said some will be taken and some will remain. Well, are they the people that are destroying the planet? Are the people that aren't helping each other? And the people that aren't staying in the heart? What are you? What side do you want to be on? I think, and that's what the Revelations talks about, going within, in yourself. And Buddhism's going within. The life isn't suffering. The sensation of life is suffering. Jordan Peterson says life is suffering. That's woke, because he's leaving out words. And that's why I got a problem with Western ideological. Not all. I'm talking to a psychiatrist about highly sensitive empathic people. Now, she's an empath herself. So let's not start demonizing every psychiatrist out there. Let's not demonize every psychologist. Some are good and some are into this ideology. So that's the way she cooks. I like psychology to figure out things. I try to learn as much as I can. But listen to that stuff. So she writes me a lot about empaths because I'm an empath. And I feel things around people. And sometimes I start talking to myself and I don't know why. Because their energy is just upsetting me. I can feel it. And when I opened up to the Kundalini energy, I got really open. I started using emotional freedom technique to open my clairvoyant and clairsentient abilities. So what do I see clairvoyantly where I'm going? Dark room horse, a thoroughbred. It looks like southern Australia. I get that feeling. I was going out to Port Douglas, but they're having cyclones, and then I hear all these climate deniers on there. I think maybe that's not the place to go. So I was going to Wodonga, where my cousin is. That's a nice area. It's around there. They got a racetrack there. Wherever I go, I got to be near racetracks and stuff. So Albany Wodonga's got a track there. Ellen said maybe she go back to Ballarat. Possible. Look around housing prices. I'm trying to make enough money to get out of Canada and buy a place because the housing market is nuts. even in Australia. Rental costs, you're struggling, but you're struggling all over the world. I might be able to cash this in. I overpaid it. It says $900. He keeps on paying the bill on me. It's Hydro. I paid up and I didn't have glasses. What happened? Overpaid the bill. I didn't see the stop mark. So what are we getting into? Very angry society. Music is, there is other music out there than that's junk. And I'm getting it on my music feeds, and it's new music, or is it? Playing for Change is great. Peace Train. Listen to that. That's the stuff we gotta listen to. Is it old? Well, I got Cat Stevens on the track. But it's all cultures coming together in peace. And I don't care if it's an old song. Why don't you write good, happy songs? We used to. When I first got married, the music was good. I loved it. It was happy. It was, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you love. If I had, and that was great. That was Bare Naked Ladies. That was really happy stuff. But the anger now. Am I attacking the music industry? I'm attacking the general vibe of anger. Music can be happy, and people need happiness. They don't need all this Dark Lord stuff. And my marriage was pretty good with music. It's always been music that's kept me happy. And it was new music coming out, and I really liked it. And I recorded a lot, but they threw out the cassettes. They were really good tapes. They were metal. Remember that? Metal cassette tapes. And I had vinyl. I had 2 beautiful turntables. Well, in this file here, there's supposed to be a lawyer for my probate estate case. So I think I'll take them out and clean them up. Is it hate? Living by yourself, you're asking questions and you read the oracle cards. Don't want boomerang effect of revenge. No, you don't. So I was questioning if I should do legal action against them. Well, it hurt me pretty bad, and I'll probably go hurt somebody else. But I'm not doing it in revenge. You can't think in revenge. This is just a legal action. And they'll never learn. They've done this a few times. Did it to their father. They did it to his wife died. He was cheating on her, and he wouldn't divorce her, and she was heartbroken and died. Terrible, terrible, terrible. They're doing that to a lot of women around here. They're greedy, right-wing capitalists. Don't